my friends. It is said that one of the marks of a learned person is that they realize that they don't know everything. Well, Isaac Newton was that kind of person. He was perhaps one of the major scientific minds over the last 300 years, and yet he once described himself as a small child on a seashore, picking up a few pebbles, all the while being surrounded by a vast ocean of the unknown. Albert Einstein was like that. He is a symbol of genius, and yet he said this: "The most beautiful thing we can experience is the mysterious, the sense of wonder in the presence of something partly known and partly hidden." The Apostle Paul was like that. He is the author of 13 letters which make up a major portion of the New Testament. His missionary journeys spread the gospel across Asia Minor and much of Europe. He probably taught the world more about God than anyone except Jesus. And yet, in our second reading from his letter to the Romans, he writes this: "How deep are the riches and the wisdom and the knowledge of God. How inscrutable God's judgments, how unsearchable God's ways. For who has known the mind of God? Or who has been God's counselor?" Those are the words of a spiritual giant who lies face down in the presence of the eternal mystery of God. You know, St. Paul was wise enough to realize that he didn't know everything that there was to know about God. Well, you and I need that same kind of awareness. You know, one of the greatest truths that you and I will ever know about God is that we really know very little. Mystery. It's part of our relationship with God. It's part of our everyday life. You know, much of the charm and enthusiasm of living is found in unanswered questions, in unsolved problems, and in unreached goals. A little girl came home from her first day of school, and her mother asked, "Well, darling, what did you learn today?" "Nothing," she answered. "I've got to go back tomorrow." You know, that is the wonder and beauty of life. We have to keep going back tomorrow. We never finish the lesson. We never reach the end of anything. You know, God keeps our souls alive with mystery. God lures us on with unanswered questions and undiscovered truths. In this life, a thinking person, a healthy person, a big-minded person will always have far more questions than answers. Some people are disturbed by that, but St. Paul wasn't. Indeed, for him, it was a cause of celebration. He said, "How deep are the riches and the wisdom and the knowledge of God." We'll never graduate from the university of life. We'll always have to go back tomorrow. That's reason for rejoicing. It keeps our minds alert and our souls alive. Mystery. We don't know everything that there is to know about God. But if we follow the truth that we find in Jesus Christ, we will discover more truth beyond. It's kind of like carrying a lantern on a dark night. The area of illumination is very small, but if you keep walking, the light will always go on ahead of you.